We are going to read an article by Russell Baker. So we're going to start over here on the author online section and read a little bit about who Russell Baker is. So follow along with me with your eyeballs. Make sure you're not just listening to me. Early hardships. Russell Baker suffered grief and hardship early in life. He lost his father at the age of 5 and witnessed his suddenly widowed mother make the painful decision to leave his sister with relatives who were in a better financial position to provide for her. This sad beginning, however, did not dampen Baker's attitude or his desire to succeed in life. He credits his mother with encouraging him to set high goals. "She would make me make something of myself." Casual columnist. Baker's sharp eye for detail and ability to provide insightful commentary on little things made journalism the ideal career for him. He had always loved news and the appealing stories newspapers contained. Baker knew that he eventually wanted to write for one. "I marveled at the places newspapers could take me," he once noted. His Observer column, which ran from 1962 to 1998 in the New York Times, showcased Baker's talent for capturing details. He described it as a casual column without anything urgent to tell humanity. Baker wrote about everyday occurrences, such as shopping for groceries and watching television, with wit and humor. His talent for relating personal stories to a universal audience has made him popular with critics and readers alike. So what we're going to read is called The Plot Against People by Russell Baker. So this is one of those column pieces that he used to write in the New York Times. Washington, June 17th. Make sure you're following along with me. Inanimate objects are classified scientifically into 3 major categories: those that don't work, those that break down, and those that get lost. The goal of all inanimate objects is to resist man and ultimately to defeat him, and the 3 major classifications are based on the method each object uses to achieve its purpose. As a general rule, any object capable of breaking down at the moment when it is most needed will do so. The automobile is typical of the category. With the cunning typical of its breed, the automobile never breaks down while entering a filling station with a large staff of idle mechanics. It waits until it reaches a downtown intersection in the middle of the rush hour, or until it is fully loaded with family and luggage on the Ohio Turnpike. Thus, it creates maximum misery, inconvenience, frustration, and irritability among its human cargo, thereby reducing its owner's lifespan. Washing machines, garbage disposals, lawn mowers, light bulbs, automatic laundry dryers, water pipes, furnaces, electrical fuses, television tubes, hose nozzles, tape recorders, slide projectors are all in league with the automobile to take their turn at breaking down whenever life threatens to flow smoothly for their human enemies. Many inanimate objects, of course, find it extremely difficult to break down. Pliers, for example, and gloves and keys are almost totally incapable of breaking down. Therefore, they have had to evolve a different technique for resisting man. A plausible theory: they get lost. Science has still not solved the mystery of how they do it, and no man has ever caught one of them in the act of getting lost. The most plausible theory is that they have developed a secret method of locomotion which they are able to conceal the instant a human eye falls upon them. It is not uncommon for a pair of pliers to climb all the way from the cellar to the attic in its single-minded determination to raise its owner's blood pressure. Keys have been known to burrow 3 feet under mattresses. Women's purses, despite their great weight, frequently travel through 6 or 7 rooms to find hiding space under a couch. Scientists have been struck by the fact that things that break down virtually never get lost, while things that get lost hardly ever break down. A furnace, for example, will invariably break down at the depth of the first winter cold wave, but it will never get lost. A woman's purse, which after all does have some inherent capacity for breaking down, hardly ever does. It almost invariably chooses to get lost. Some persons believe this constitutes evidence that inanimate objects are not entirely hostile to man and that a negotiated peace is possible. After all, they point out, a furnace could infuriate a man even more thoroughly by getting lost than by breaking down, just as a glove could upset him far more by breaking down than by getting lost. Not everyone agrees, however, that this indicates a conciliatory attitude among inanimate objects. Many say it merely proves that furnaces, gloves, and pliers are incredibly stupid. The third class of objects, those that don't work, is the most curious of all. These include such objects as barometers, car clocks, cigarette lighters, flashlights, and toy train locomotives. It is inaccurate, of course, to say that they never work. They work once, usually for the first few hours after being brought home, and then quit. Thereafter, they never work again. In fact, it is widely assumed that they are built for the purpose of not working. Some people have reached advanced ages without ever seeing some of these objects, barometers for example, in working order. Science is utterly baffled by the entire category. There are many theories about it. The most interesting holds that these things that don't work have attained the highest state possible for an inanimate object, the state to which things that break down and things that get lost can still only aspire. They give peace. They have truly defeated man by conditioning him never to expect anything of them, and in return, they have given man the only peace he receives from inanimate society. He does not expect his barometer to work, his electric locomotive to run, his cigarette lighter to light, or his flashlight to illuminate, and when they don't, it does not raise his blood pressure. He cannot attain that peace with furnaces and keys and cars and women's purses as long as he demands that they work for their keep.